From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, God.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're gonna need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. I have to imagine that there are going to be a lot of women in denial about this, and they're going to call up, not me, Tom, it's wrong, the number is wrong, the survey is wrong, because I don't do. I imagine there's a lot of women pissed. But a survey in the research journal called Sexuality Research and Social Policy has found that 1/3 of women who meet people online, like through dating websites and what have you, have sex on the first date. 3/4 of those don't even use a condom. 27% of women who date online engage in oral sex on the first date. Wow. This hour, I want to talk only to women. I want to see what your reaction is to this survey. Now, saying you're the exception to the rule or whatever is not going to be that interesting. That's not true, Tom, because I don't do that. Well, we're not talking about 100% of the women. We're talking about 33% of the women. 67% don't put out on the first date. 67 or 77% of women, 73% of women it is, do not perform oral sex on the first date. Okay? So the fact that you do it or don't do it really is irrelevant. If you're a woman, I'm curious how you feel about the fact that now there is statistical evidence that 1/3 of the women who date online put out on the first date. And now that will change the way men perceive you. If you do use online personals. All that nonsense about looking for a soulmate. I wonder if this includes that eHarmony.com. With the, need like a minister, that Dr. Neil Clark Warren, and your 29 levels of compatibility or whatever. How many people get on there and start trolling? How many people get laid on there? I'm curious. I wonder if women are shocked by this. I wonder if women know what kind of sluts other women are. And they're not surprised at all. I'd like to get your reaction to this. You can call us here at 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Nora on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Great.
I just wanted to comment. I hear all these guys bragging about, how macho they are about meeting girls online and getting it on the first date and all. And, first of all, I think that if they have to be online meeting women, that's men, I mean...
Darling, your phone cut out. So you have to repeat what you just said.
I said that, if they have to be online meeting women, then, they must be pretty pathetic. Because,
maybe they just don't want to wait. Maybe they just don't want to waste time spending time, money, energy on women who don't put out and they just want to get to the good stuff right away.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think they're pathetic because whoever has a life, which I have a life, I work, I go to school full time, you know, I'm a very busy person. I'm a very good-looking girl. I still find time to go out and meet people.
I think if you're looking to get married, online, you're a loser. I think if you're looking for the love of your life online, you're a loser. But my opinion now, based on this research, is if you're looking for a quick lay or a booty call, if you're looking for somebody you can add to your bullpen of women who are available when you need them, it looks like online dating is a good way to do that. Hello? All right, I guess you...
Yeah, no.
What are you waiting for? Are you busy over there?
No, you know, I think that they're preying on these women, you know, and it's disgusting, you know. What's so macho about meeting girls and having sex with all these different women, and then the other thing, you're saying that they don't use condoms on the first date. What about
women
these men not using condoms?
Well, darling,
you know?
these women are not being raped. They're not calling 911.
Obviously, these men are not following your instructions because you're always telling them to use condoms, right?
Darling,
well,
first of all, darling, hold on a second, will you please? First of all, darling, I have recommended that these men not even use online dating. So if they're following the rules that I've been giving out, the men we're talking about are not my listeners. Let's start with that. Number two, these women are not rape victims, okay? They're not complaining. They're not calling 911. These are women who said, I don't care if you use a condom or not.
They're not. I'm sorry. What did you say? What was the last thing you said?
You're not listening to a word I'm saying.
I didn't. My phone beeped and
your phone beeped, and then you drift away from the conversation, only to come back. I mean, do you have time for this conversation now or not?
No, I do. I'm making time because I think that.
Oh, then forget the interruptions and pay attention to me and only me.
Yes, Tom. I will do that.
Good. And I don't need any of your snide responses either. You're either in this thing or you're out of it.
No, I'm in, definitely.
Right. So 1/3 of the women who put all this nonsense online about sunsets and puppy dogs and the man of their dreams are just looking to get laid. Isn't that great?
I think that is great. What's wrong with that?
I didn't say anything's wrong with it. In fact, now I'm telling guys to sign up for these services. Sign up for these services and get what you got coming to you. Go out there and get laid over and over.
Well, no, you know, I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting that, but I think that it's, you know, there is something wrong with going and doing that over and over. You know, I mean, it's sickening. By
the way, whoever your boyfriend is or your husband or whatever, guess what? He's just like the rest of them.
Of course, all of these men are the same, every single one of them.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and you know he's like that.
Of course, all men are. All men are.
So there you go.
Even
so
married men are.
Have you told your husband you think he's disgusting?
Yes, I have several times.
You have?
I think all of you men are disgusting.
Darling, nobody's forcing you to be with us.
Well, I'm not gay, so I'm not going to go with a woman.
All right, so then it doesn't matter if all men are disgusting, does it? You're going to pick one of us.
And it doesn't matter that all women are sleeping around like that, because eventually all you men are going to...
Dear, you're taking it as a criticism. I'm telling the guys, I'm not criticizing these women. I'm saying this is fantastic. Because now, instead of avoiding online dating, I'm telling guys, sign up today and start picking up chicks and banging away, because 1/3 of them put out on the first date. That's better than what you get in the real world.
I'll tell you, the only guys that are going to be signing up are pathetic losers that can't get a woman otherwise.
But, darling, this is just a fast way to get laid.
Trust me, a guy that's busy, successful, good-looking, they don't need to go online and click away to get a woman.
It doesn't matter,
you know
darling.
that.
Darling, it doesn't matter whether they are perceived as losers or not. Guys just need to get what they need to get. And if they need to get laid, here's a fast and easy way to get the job done.
Yeah, of course. I hear what you're saying, but do you hear what I'm saying?
Well, I hear what you're saying because you've repeated it 100 times. And I'm really, at this point in time, I got to say I'm done listening to it. Catherine, on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, how are you? And yes, I care.
Hi, I'm doing great.
Great. I just wanted to say that last caller is an idiot. If she doesn't have the balls to admit that that's what everybody is maybe like 1% of the vagina population.
Hey, come on, we're on the air.
I know, sir, I'm sorry. But if she wants to, like, pretend that that's not what people want, she's kidding herself.
It's not just what people want. This is why, one-third of the women who advertise online, they're not looking for puppy dogs and sunsets. They're looking to get laid.
Exactly. And all these girls that are pathetic losers call up and pretend that they're angels, and it's crap.
Right.
I just think it's really funny. And I love
it's one of the reasons I've avoided it. I really have not been a big fan of online dating, but if 1/3 of the women put out on the first date, sign me up.
You should try it. There's a couple of cool sites out there. You can meet cool people. You meet a lot of crazies, but you know what? It's an easy way to get laid. And all these people who won't admit it can just,
This is just people getting hooked up.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to admit it. Guys are the only, or for the most part, guys are the only ones that will admit it.
And by the way, the guys on the personal ad websites, the reasons they don't admit it is because they think the women will reject them.
Oh, yeah.
And the women probably will reject them. You have to pretend you don't care about getting laid.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I just wish people would get a life and actually admit what they really want, which is to get laid.
Well, that would be nice now, wouldn't it? For God's sake.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Hit it, and quit it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm talking to women now about this scientific report that says that 1/3 of women who date online put out on the first date. Lisa on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. This is my first time to ever call you.
I'm glad you called.
Well, I wanted to say two things. Sometimes you make me so mad, I wish I was in the same town as you that I could slap you. But today, I absolutely agree with you 100%.
Really?
Yes, because my son, I'm 40 years old, and I have a 19-year-old son. He's on the Internet all the time, and he is very good-looking. He's not a loser. He's a fireman. Okay. He gets girls all the time anyway, just walking around in his little uniform. But the girls on the Internet, maybe the first time he's even talking with them, they want to jump his phones immediately. They're telling him where they live, how good they are in bed, and when they can give it to him.
Uh-huh.
So I believe you 100% today. And that other girl that called that could not stop swearing, someone needs to have a little talk with her about growing up and being mature and understanding her own body and what she likes and what she wants from a guy, because obviously she didn't have a clue.
I can't believe how angry some of these women are getting about this. I didn't write this report.
I know. I'm like, it's actual fact. I don't understand why people are acting like they've never heard it before and why they're so confused.
Amazing to me.
It's amazing to me, too, but I just thought you should know that there are some mommies out there who have older children who absolutely agree with you.
Sounds good to me, Lisa.
Some of these girls, you would not believe what they say to my son, even sometimes in front of me in public. My son will say, "This is my mom." Well, why don't you get rid of your mom so that you and me can go somewhere? These girls are bold, they want it, and they're not afraid to tell the boys that they want it.
I like that.
They're not scared. I've been married for a really long time, so I don't have to deal with any of that anymore. That I would be terrified if I had to be out dating right now.
Not terrified. Me. You'd be terrified if you had to date me.
I'd be scared to death if I had to date you.
That's right.
Actually, I probably wouldn't date you.
You come out of there with my hand.
Well, I wouldn't put out on the first date, Tom, and you'd be disgusted with me.
Darling, you'd have to be one of the first 3 dates, first of all. And second of all, come on. You can't tell me that somewhere deep within you want to have my handprint on your bare ass.
Only if I can slap you right across the mouth for 2 days ago's comments.
Oh, would you like to do that?
No, not really. My husband.
All right, Lisa.
Have a good night.
Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Carly on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, this is Carly.
Yes.
I was listening to your show in the car, and I have to say the only thing wrong with the survey is I'm willing to bet it's more than 1/3 of women. I'm pretty sure that most of the women said no were lying through their teeth. I know that before I got married, and my husband knows this, and he's sitting in the car right now listening to me on the radio because he wanted to hear me talk to you, but he knows this. I did that for a long time. I was guilty of going on a couple of sites just looking for guys, and in all reality, I wasn't wanting to date. All I wanted was to get laid. That's it.
Did you write, though, some big flowery profile about how you're looking to meet the man of your dreams?
No, because
like
then you get the guys that all they want to do is, oh, well, let me bring you flowers. Oh, let's go to dinner. That's not what I want. You know, and the profile on there was I'm looking for a good time. You know, I like to date guys that have good cars that want to have fun. And that's all it was, plain and simple.
Really? Have you read the other profiles? You really ought to take a look at what women generally write.
There's some that I've seen. I don't know if I could say the name of the website, but there's some that I've read on there, and they make me laugh because they're just so forward. They've got a picture with their, chest hanging out or their legs wide open. Yeah, it makes me laugh.
Well, darling, that's one of the more racy sites. I mean, by the way, most of these sites, the women almost always say, love to travel.
They want to travel to the guy's house.
No, love to travel, but they leave out the last part of the sentence where she said, love to travel, hate to pay.
I will say that is so true, because I'm guilty of doing that, too. If a guy wants to pay and he wants to buy me everything, so be it. Let him. Women say, oh, we want to be equal, But then you have women calling in, trashing these guys, saying they're losers. Just be honest with yourself. If you want to be equal, act equal. There is nothing wrong with wanting to go out there and just get laid. There is nothing wrong with it.
I agree with you. Well, thank you, Carly. I appreciate the call. Let's say hi to Samantha on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great.
This is my first time calling into you. But I must say that I completely agree with you. And I'm a little shocked that it's only 1/3 of women. I would have thought it's a lot more. So I think that most of the women are probably lying. Because I don't know about most women, but it's about time for people to start being a little bit more bold. I think women think about sex just as much as guys. They just don't want to admit it because they're afraid they'll be called a slut or a whore. And for that one girl who called in and was just bashing these guys, I don't know what her deal is. She probably just didn't get it right from her husband. She shouldn't have got married in the first place, in my opinion. But I completely agree with you, and I think that it's a lot more than 1/3.
Yep. Well, I think that's probably, by the way, I think that's probably true. These are the women who admitted it to the survey taker. I mean, they've been lying so much about this stuff.
Right. Another thing that I agreed with, if you're on there to get married or to find the right person, quote-unquote right person, you are a loser. I learned the hard way and I got married, and I will never, ever do it again, and I despise marriage at this point. So I think that you are very good preaching at everything that you say. I think it's great.
Thank you for that, dear.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Nola on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm great.
I am great, too. It's my first time calling, but I've listened to you and Adam. Sorry. I mean,
boy.
I'm sorry, Tom. I was listening. I agree with you and all the women that have called that agree with it. I have personally done online sex at bootycall.com, on MySpace. I work with men. I'm a longshoreman, so I think like a man, but I boobs like women.
So wait a minute. So you've been on bootycall.com, and what do you ask for your profile?
Well, it just depends. I'm kind of open-minded. I like my men between 25 and 30. You know, just like my preference. I love like white guys. I like some Mexican guys. I like them to be energetic and very, very fun and very sexual because I have a sex drive of a man, so I need a real man to please me.
Look at you.
Oh, yes, I do.
So how do you feel about this survey that came out?
I think they're lying, too. I think it's way more. Women just need to speak up more and act like man. It's a man's world. You got to deal with it. That's how I think. I mean, a lot of women try to act so conservative. It's not the 1800s anymore. It's year 2007.
Yeah, I understand. Maria on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Happy Monday to you. How you doing?
And the same to you. I'm doing great.
Good. You know what? I think your survey is probably very accurate, and the percentage might be higher also. I've definitely enjoyed lots of encounters off of the online dating from multiple sites, and, you know, have had some really good sex.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you say that on your profile, or do you say, you know, you're looking to meet the man of your dreams, you're looking to go on your final date? I've seen all these lines.
No. I haven't.
Do you have a picture of a sunset or a puppy dog on your profile?
No, I had a Christmas tree at one time, but I was with the Christmas tree.
Okay.
But, no. I've met a lot of people and have had a lot of great times, and those that aren't, they're fooling themselves, or my take is they just don't like sex enough. That's what it is.
Really?
Yeah, the ones that don't, I think they just are prudish and don't, you know, they just don't enjoy it, and they're missing the boat.
I love that.
They really are, but I've had, you know, good times, very good times.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good to me.
It has been.
But women are generally not that honest about it.
You know, I think because they're so concerned about their reputation and what people are going to think, and, you know, who gives a rat's behind.
Well, they're all anonymous on there anyway. I don't see what the big deal is.
That's true, and I think what happens on the online stuff is that I think you do start emailing people and you do get a little acquainted, and then you talk to them on the phone, and so when you do meet them, there's that comfort zone that isn't there if you're just hooking up, you know, face-to-face for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's how some of us, you know, get in that situation easier than others.
I think you're probably right.
And you got to be a good judge of people.
No doubt about it.
And I'm a good people person, so it works for me.
So anytime you want to get laid, just log on.
You know what? I'm with someone now, which I did meet off the Internet, but, you know, it's he's good enough and has kept me happy enough I have stopped looking, so, you know.
I understand.
Yeah, so don't need to look anymore at this point, but you know what? If I do, I'll be right back on there.
I'm sure you will.
No doubt.
Come on, don't you peek once in a while?
Of course.
Your profile is probably still out there. It's just not active.
You got it. That's it. That is it. Because, you know, who wants to reinvent the wheel again, you know?
Exactly.
It's a lot of work, so, you know, it's just not active.
No doubt about it. Here comes Rosie on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm okay, Rosie.
Oh, my God. I care so much. How are you? Dude, listen, Tom. Look, I've been listening to you for maybe 2 years. And I'm listening to all these girls. Like, why can't they just admit that if they want to get laid, they want to get laid and that's it, right? Look, I was a teenage mother and I was married for 10 years. But now I'm like, you know what? I want to do whatever I want to do. But,
hey, Debbie, we can't say that on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, but I want to have the nice feelings like the other guys. And my thing is all these other calling being all fake and procrastinating. It's why? right? Look, I've been married, and the same thing you tell all these other losers not to do. I mean, I had 2 kids. My loser ex-husband had 2 kids with me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. We broke up, but you know why? Because I cheated, and I loved every minute of it. He would go on trips, and I was a skank. He would go on trips, and I swear to you, I'd be on sync. I'd be, everywhere. And now it's like, these girls are calling him like, oh, my God. And it's like, marriage is just a piece of paper. Am I right, Tom?
Well, it's a piece of paper I recommend that most guys don't sign.
Okay, Tom, and the thing is, how you say if you're hot. Like me, I'm hot. Honestly, I'm like 5'4". I weigh like, 110. But I'm hot. I look at myself every day.
Hey, we're on the air.
Oh, sorry. But why do the girls act fake, Tom? I agree with everything you say. And even when you talk about single parents, I agree with everything. That's why I don't do that, because I don't care. You know what
I know what you mean, but I'm afraid you're going to say the F word again, and I got to move on. But I thank you for the call. They just don't get it. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Sarah on the Tom Leykis show. Hello. Yes.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
Yeah, I got a statement to give you. Okay, aside from the fact that I think you degrade women on the radio, but I do agree with you that women do, go online just to have sex. Most of them. But I would have liked you to, get a good bit out of it, saying that, well, actually some of them do it eventually end up getting married, like people that I know. It's
so
not
what?
bad to have sex. It's not bad.
We're not talking. That's not the subject. The survey said, it's a scientific research study that said that 1/3 of women put out on the first date.
Yeah,
They're not talking about marriage. Will you watch your mouth? I cannot believe the filthy mouth. Is there a woman out there who can have a conversation for more than 51 seconds without saying the F word? Is there one? If you want to disagree, that's fine. You don't call here and start cursing at me. And this is a radio station, girls. I mean, you women want to show how intelligent you are and you're equal to men and all of this stuff. And granted, we do have men calling here and curse. But you're not making any point by calling up here and cursing at me. The Federal Communications Commission will not allow you to come on the air and say the F word. You can't say it. Not in any context, ever, 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 ever. How stupid are you girls not knowing you can't say the F word? The F word has just been said 3 times by 2 different women in the last 5 minutes. You have to stop. You can't say it on the air. It will be bleeped out, and I will hang up on you, and you will be wasting your time. You're certainly wasting my time, you idiots. What in the world makes you idiotic, dumb bitches think you can get on the air and say the F word? Please, stop it. For God's sake.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Talk radio is a pimple on America's ass. It has nothing to do with anything, okay? It is cheap entertainment for people stuck in their cars. It is not a political force of any kind at all.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Southern California's FM talk station. 97.1 Free FM.
If your Sunday football parties, blow, don't worry, because 97.1 Free FM is ready to jumpstart your next shindig. Go to 971freefm.com and register to win. If you do, we'll pump your house full of fat burgers for you and 15 friends. And we're bringing the Leykis. By the way, if you've got wood, a deck, not because of the Leykis, we're going to fix it up for you. Powered by Fat Burger, home of big, juicy burgers since 1952. Fat Burger, the last great hamburger stand. Plus, Varathane premium wood finishes, wood's first choice. And the home invaders right here at 97.1 Free FM, SoCal's FM talk station.
The Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That is our telephone number. 1/3. 1/3. Can you imagine this? 1/3 of all the women who date online put out on the first date. What do you think about that? We're talking to women only this hour about this. 1-800-5800-866 is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Madison, who apparently refuses to tell us a name or an age. So is that? Why don't you just use a name, Madison? What's the big deal?
I'm using a name. My name is Madison.
Is that really your name?
Your bouncer is like telling me, you're using a fake name. You sound like you're 37.
Well, you do sound like you're 37, not 20, like you claim.
Well, I'm 20 years old, and if you want to believe it. If you don't, that's up to you.
I don't,
totally.
But that's fine.
I mean, that's your program, and you say a third of the women put out on the first date. Yeah, a third of the women put out on the first date, but you know what? That's life. Life would be pretty darn boring if there was only beautiful women on this earth the way you'd like to have it. Only beautiful, stupid women on this earth. I mean, it takes...
Nothing boring about
kinds.
that, dear.
It takes
Nothing boring about that.
It takes all kinds to make the world go round, Tom. And you know what? I've seen cute guys with heavy-set women. I've seen heavy-set women, dating good-looking men. Obviously, there are some men out there that like that. And you say, if you're beautiful, you don't have to go to school. Wait around because you're going to meet somebody that's going to buy you everything. Well, everything that I have has been bought for me.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about women in general. It doesn't matter what you do.
Well, women in general.
But women in general are not like you, okay? If you're claiming that women are like you, they don't want you guys to spend any money on them.
Did I say that women were like me?
What you're like is irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
I didn't say
You started telling us what you're like. We don't need to know what you're like.
I'm making a statement. I'm trying to make a conversation with you, Tom. Obviously, you don't.
We don't need to know what you are like.
And I said that if you're saying a third of the women out there put out, well, so what? They put out.
So what? There was a scientific
for your guys
study.
To get laid on the first date.
Yes, and we are recommending it.
The guys are the ones that pull the condoms off. The guys are the ones that do not like the condom on.
What does this have to do with what we're talking about? This has nothing to do. This has nothing to do. Nothing to do with what we're talking about. This has nothing to do. Nothing to do with what we're talking about. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I'll let you finish.
The topic, that's very wide of you, dear. I'm not going to let you finish, though, okay?
You're not going to let me finish?
No, I'm not.
Because,
I don't even want to know why. There's nothing to do with what you're like. Nobody cares what you're like. We don't need to know what you're like. Irrelevant. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Here comes Veronica on the Tom Leykis show. Hello, Veronica.
Hi, Tom.
Yes.
I like you, and I love the tasting room. I just got turned on to this show, and I am a girl who uses the Internet as a tool to get what I need every once in a while. I'm a student, and I work, and I just moved to a new area, and I don't know anybody, and I'm a girl of color, and I feel like I live sort of like in Bumbletown, Texas, and I feel like people aren't exactly open to my look somehow. I mean, I'm not a fugly.
What do you look like? What do you
look like?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 5'6", 158, dark brown eyes, dark skin, shoulder length, red hair. It's, colored red. I should have eccentric taste and things like that. But it's like, I want to get banged by somebody who's into things I'm into. Maybe wine, cigars, and things as such. I have eccentric taste. And so when I'm not at school or when I'm not at work, I can meet someone easily, go to the city, have a good time and go along my way. And no feelings are hurt because I don't have time to, you know, to meet all the time.
You don't sound like you use Craig. I'm sorry, you don't sound like you use Match.com, or you sound like a Craigslist girl.
Oh, precisely. Yeah, I'm 23. Right. People my age use that, Craigslist, MySpace, this or that. But I tend not to do it all the time. I try to be discreet, but yeah, Craigslist, kind of smutty. But you can find some diamonds in the rough in that as well.
Well, it's like placing a classified ad in the newspaper. You're going to get every nut in town, and you have to dig through a lot probably to find something, I would imagine.
Right, right. But yeah, that's my couple cents. I love your show. Love you, Tom. And you
thank
do
you.
a great
By the way, when you get online, let me ask you this question. Do you say, this is what I'm looking for to get laid? Or do you do what a lot of women do online with all this stuff about wanting to meet the right guy, somebody who understands me, and somebody I can walk hand in hand with along beaches, sandy beaches? Do you put that nonsense in there, or do you just say, look, looking to get laid, new in town?
You know, I think it might be a generational thing. I'm 23, my early 20s. Girls my age are from, like, the new school. So we know, like, the you know, harsh realities. Guys want only a couple of things. And, you know, girls want, you know, quite a few things. But what we want and what they want, we just put it out there straight like that, you know. If I want to scare guys away, yeah, I'll put, I want to walk, you know, in the sand, you know, holding hands, this and that. But, no, basically, it's like I put out a great advertisement, you know, a couple of snapshots, the stats, and, you know, so there's no mistaking, you know what I look like, you know what I'm looking for, and other things that I'm interested in, and, you know, if this could be a one-time thing, that's fine, it's helpful, but if it could be a continuous thing, you know, making sure that, you know, no one's feelings are hurt, that this is specifically what I'm looking for, and if it turns into something else, well, great, but, you know, that's not what I'm looking for at this time.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Right there. She just likes to hook up.
Yeah, hook up. That's, you know, the new school. Like, you know, you date young girls, you know, don't you?
Oh, I know all about it, dear.
You know.
I know there are girls you can send a text message to, and they're like Domino's Pizza. They'll be over in 30 minutes or less.
But, you know, on the other coin, you know, it's not always just for the sex. You know, to tell you the truth, I'm a girl, young girl, and I've always said, oh, you know, I want to be cool. Yeah, I just want to bang guys. But there's, on top of that, there's always something that I expect, okay? I might want to, I mean, I know your $40 rule, but if I'm not just looking just for sex, there's got to be sex plus something else, be it maybe a meal or or riding your fancy car or just something like that.
Oh.
You know, it's girls can't help it. You know, I was a tomboy growing up. I thought, yeah, I'll be cool. You know, I want to bang, you know, and and be cool, no emotions, just be one of the guys hardcore. But it just, female emotions just overcome. And I guess maybe as I grow older, I might want to write things like that, like you're talking about, walks on the beach and things like that. But for now, I'm a student. I work, and for the time that I do have when I'm not working and going to school, this is what I'm looking for.
Sounds good to me, Veronica.
Yeah, it's like a trip to the shore, I guess.
Wow. Look
like a mini vacation.
Unbelievable. Jennifer on the Tom Leykis Show.
Yeah, I just have a problem with you calling women dumb bitches. I don't see where you get off.
Well, I only do it when they are dumb bitches.
Yeah, but it's such a derogatory term. You cannot find any other words in your vocabulary just to express how you feel.
Oh, yeah, dumb whores, stupid broads. There's plenty of words in my vocabulary.
You're not even time. Why are you on the radio? This is just
over-the-hill
ridiculous.
sluts. I mean, I'm like a thesaurus. I got plenty of words.
Use it. Use one.
All right, those dumb sluts and whores who call in. Do you feel better now?
Would you call your mom that? Would you call your mom that?
Would I call I wouldn't call my mom anything. My mom died about a decade ago.
Okay, but when she was alive, would you call her that? No, you wouldn't.
Only if she was.
Why should you treat any other woman like that in some
well, I'll tell you what. If my mom called in, my mom would not call a show like this. Let's start with that. And my mom would not curse on the air. okay? And any woman who calls in, any woman who calls in here and uses obscenity is a dumb bitch.
No, you don't have any right to call a woman that.
I just did it.
Well, you did, but you don't have a right to.
Well, yes, I do. Have you seen the Constitution? Have you seen the Bill of Rights? Yes, I did. You just cursed. You just did it yourself.
I can cuss, you're right.
No, you can't. She just did it. She used the S word. Another filthy, dumb bitch. Like the rest of them. For God's sake.
The Tom Leykis Show.